Welcome everybody to the TalkersandGeeks.com reviews. Justin here, and today I will be reviewing the visual novel game Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly, which is available on Steam for $29.99. And as always, I give you a brief synopsis of the game. So here we are. Awakening in a mysterious mansion, her first frantic thoughts are, where am I? And more importantly, who am I? She encounters several young men in the same predicament, trapped and missing their memories. To survive, they must hunt black butterflies and claim the kaleidoscope shards from the horrific monsters surrounding them. Will their path lead them to hope or despair? Follow the black butterflies as your choices unlock numerous story paths, a mansion full of fascinating characters and multiple surprising endings. I enjoyed this game. It's for what it is. I just want to say this before I go more deeper into my review. At launch, there was a little bit of crashing that a lot of players could not be able to fix the game. It is patched as of now, so for those who did purchase it, you might want to give it a shot. The game is working fully. Now, as far as the story goes, it actually is a more refreshing story when we have a predicament of one girl and several young men in there, and it turns into like a reverse harem type of game. This one is more focused on suspense and fantasy, which I really did enjoy. I will say a little bit of the nitpicking is that the story, while good, it does suffer from a ton of the cliche tropes that we're used to, especially when it comes to the amnesia. Someone wakes up, or the characters all wake up in an area that they do not know, and they all have amnesia. Nobody remembers anything. And we've seen tons of visual novels do this before. This is no different when it comes to that. We've seen it with the Narnari games. We've seen it with tons of visual novel games where a character loses their amnesia and they have to piece together their memories and piece together why they're in this certain situation. But I will say this, for as refreshing as the story is, they do at least allow certain gameplay elements. And the choices that you make in this game, I do have to give them credit for, really does affect the story, thus having multiple surprise endings, which I thought felt very paid off. I will say, as far as pacing goes with this visual novel, it really kind of drags. The pacing is not that great. I felt like there could have been more scenes cut or better dialogue to keep me engaged as far as the writing goes. Getting through the prologue was such a chore because it was just kind of meaningless exposition on build up, and it's just very slow paced. But one thing I really did like is that you do have, like I said, they do have some type of gameplay elements to keep you within the game besides reading or listening to the voice acting. This game is actually fully voice acted, by the way, which the voice actors do a great job when it comes to the sound. Acting is great. The music sets the tone. The artwork is really good. I like this kind of gothic original hand drawing that they do have here. And what you're seeing right now is a little bit of the mini game that you played throughout the game of defeating the butterflies. And you can use your analog, or you can use your controller if you program it into your Steam. And basically, or you're just using scrolling around, circling, and just hitting as much butterflies as quickly as possible. To the more you have it locked on, the more butterflies you defeat at once, the higher the points, the higher the score is. And it's actually pretty fun. That aspect I thought works very, very well. From the character standpoint, the characters are really good. I really did enjoy the characters. Like I said, it kept me engaged, just trying to learn the mystery of what happens. But it's just the pacing of it. It feels way, way too slow, especially the prologue. The prologue really drags it. And even the beginning of the first chapter, the thing doesn't really start picking up to like the second chapter, and that's when the game really kind of hooks you in. But the problem is, it takes too long to hook you. So you can spend like an hour, 2 hours in, and the story is just still, the girls just really still not really gravitating towards you as a main character. So overall, you guys, I'm gonna give this, is it a buy, is it a rent, or is it a skip it? I will rent it, or I will definitely rent it. It's a nice visual novel, or I will wait for the sale for the price to go down. But overall, it's a pretty decent game, but I wouldn't really pay full price for it. So, this is Justin saying, later days, catch you on the next one.